See, and you get the chip inside of you,
like Mark of the Beast stuff.
And what's going to happen is when they got, so that's headed towards that.
Right.
So the chip, it's to condition your mind. So it'd be like, oh, we've always been tapping. We've always been using cryptocurrency. We've always been, doing it this way. So when you get the chip, you ain't going to think nothing of it because you won't be like, nah, they've always been doing it similar to this, right? So the chip, when they put it inside of you, is going to be activated as your credit card. So long story short, now you could just, if they put it in your forehead or your wrist, now you could just slide your arm or slide your head, whatever they decide to put it in. And they're going to say, oh, there's all these good things about it. And this is where they manipulate / trick you / deceive you. They're going to say, you know why the chip is good? Because now no one could come up to you and just rob you and take your cash. You know why the chip is good? Because if you get kidnapped, I can find you and locate you with the chip. They're going to tell you all these great things. But here's the part that they don't tell you. If you do not comply with the government, and you do not do what the government says, all they got to do is simply turn that chip off. And now your credit card don't work, and now you can't even go to Carl's Jr. and get a cheeseburger. Now you can't even go get tacos or eat. And now, in order for that chip to be turned back on / activated, you got to be under control and the mercy of the government and what they tell you to do to be able to even shop for food or whatever else is that you want to get. And so all that is leading towards that, man. So I tell people you're soon enough going to be backed up into having to make the decision of accept or don't accept. But when it comes down to it, and people always, and that's how they control you. And people always say, oh, they got you control on your phone. No, they don't. Because I could take this phone, I could throw it in a river, and you no longer got anything on me physically. But once they put that in you physically, now you're under control because that's your credit card, that's your currency, that's your money, that's your whole damn life right there.
Right.
And again, a lot of this is exposed. You guys can watch the documentary with your own eyes. And to go one step farther, respectfully, it's all in the Bible.
Right.
It's all in Revelations. It's right there in black print.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, but if you want to see some current, watch America Faces and Freedom, you'll get a wake-up call right there, and it shows you how and why this is happening, because this is all leading up to the one world government.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom, call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In name of His only begotten Son. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. And as you see in the post-production, all right, you had Jake going into it, pretty much breaking it down about the MOTB, which shows you that the truth is out, man. All right, all these other camps are lying to you, playing in your face. You better get away from them camps, man. All right, but I want to show this right here, just going into it, and we constantly going into this MOTB thing, and whoever's meant to hear it is going to hear it. Whoever's not is not. Whoever's meant to take it is going to take it. And whoever's not is not. So we're not concerned with, whether or not you Jakes get it anymore, because, most of you are not going to get it, and you're going to end up taking it. A lot of you so-called Negro women are going to take it. A lot of you so-called, Hispanic, Native Indian. If you ever come to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you're going to take it, man. And if not, this is how life is going to look, okay? It says, meanwhile, tens of thousands young Chinese people are becoming homeless because they are blacklisted by social credit system. This is why all these countries are talking about a digital ID, and they're all issuing a social credit system, which is going to be, through your MOTB, okay? That's what it all leads up to, the MOTB. That's the ultimate goal, that Aaron Russo was told is to get everybody C-hipped, okay? It says, once you are blacklisted, you are banned from digital wallet. What they say about a digital ID? They want a digital wallet. You are banned from using digital wallet WeChat. This makes it hard for you to receive salary, so you can't find a job. All right, and look at this video. Let's turn the music off. They got the sad music playing, but you got people who are pretty much living on the streets. Okay, you become homeless. Okay, once you get blocked out of that system, and they showed you that in the show Black Mirror. Well, the woman, she was arguing with the lady at the airport, and her credit system was going down just because she was arguing. Okay, her credit system was going down, and eventually, she was told she had to leave, and she couldn't even get on the plane. They're going to shut this place down, man. And you can't say you wasn't warned. The prophets have been out here warning you. So when it comes, if you still following these false leaders and you get caught up in this, that's on you. All right, that's on you. But hey, the Lord is definitely doing something in the earth, man. Let's play this real quick. Let's see what he got to say. I think I've seen this before.
Country is just going to walk in a regular shop.
I'm in China and I'm going to show you exactly how advanced this country is. Just going to walk in a regular shop and grab, what, 2 bottles of water? The best kind. I'm going to pay totally without cash. I have no cash on me at all. I have no phone, no nothing. I'm going to pay with a different method. So here in China, they have like various methods of payment, because where it's so advanced, they've gone a little bit further than just phone payment, car payment, cash payment.
This is where it's all going.
Different. Watch this.
Look at that. And you seeing this now. You seeing this in Whole Foods and whatnot, man. Okay, the Amazon, stores. They're having you pay with your palm, which it's all gradualism to that MOTB, where they want to put something inside your hand and scan that technology inside your hand. All right, so we already been through all this. We should already know about all this. All right. Let's go back here. Let's see what else we got right here, man. All right. Look at this. It says, from Google Gemini, a social credit blacklist can result in a ban of using WeChat and other digital wallets, preventing individuals from receiving salary payments through these platforms and potentially leading to financial difficulties. Blacklisting can stem from non-compliance with court orders, such as failing to pay debts, and can have significant consequences for employment and daily transactions. Okay, how blacklisting affects WeChat and salary payments. You see all this. I'm not going to read all this, but you get the picture, right? Basically, they're going to shut you out of the system. Okay? They're going to shut you out of the system, man. All right? This is the time that we're in. It costs Chinese elders 5 social credit points to take meals in a mandatory state-run commune canteen. Wow. And this is going to be your new form of money. Even now here, in America, if you can have all the money in the world, but if you got bad credit, you can't do a lot of shit, man. Okay? You can't do a lot of shit. It says digital ID. Eventually, if you don't accept it, you will end up here. Other groups and corporations severely physically or mentally disabled and severely frail elderly who so far have no provision will be excluded from having provision, will be excluded from society, and at risk of being turned out on the street to die from cold and hunger. Assisted dying may be offered an alternative. Oh yeah, assisted dying. Okay, yeah. You go to the hospital now, and they'll ask you if you want to be assisted in unaliving yourself, basically. Okay. So yeah, needless to say, we in hell. All right, it's only going to get worse. All right. Trump just came out. They just came out and said how they're going to, how they're not going to help. How they're taking away the benefits that helps, these veterans find housing. We see how this all playing out. It says Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. This is the time we're coming into where you're going to be tempted to take this MOTB. And if you say no, this is going to be the option. Okay. Complete, you're going to be kicked out of the society. And I believe Bill Gates said that. He said, if you don't take, this digital ID, you're going to be excluded from society, which means you're not going to be able to be a participate in society. You're not going to be able to go into certain stores and, go into these, government buildings and pretty much go to work anymore. You're not going to be able to continue to live your life the way you was. Things are about to change drastically, and you were warned about this. Okay, he said eventually you will end up here, homeless. Okay, pushed out of society. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So everybody's about to be tried, man. All right, and if you ain't right with Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, you ain't gonna make it. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And that's the time you're coming into, because Esau, he wants you to denounce your faith in the Lord. And a lot of people, even after that rapture, that false rapture, people were saying, I don't know if I'm a Christian anymore. They're talking about going into the Quran and shit. These people, it don't take nothing for them to switch up. Okay, once they go a couple meals without eating, because they don't fast, and your average American has never fasted in their life. Once they go a couple of meals without eating, it's over with. Okay, it's over with. So let's go over here. Let's go to Revelation 13. Okay, and we always bring this out just real quick in the spirit. This is a quick one in the spirit, my first break. Revelation chapter 13 and verse Get right to the point. Verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And the part of you worshiping this image of the beast, this New World Order beast system, is going to be you taking that charagma, you getting the digital ID, you complying to whatever they tell you to do. Okay? But if you don't, it says shall be killed. Let's go into this word killed. Okay, what do they mean you're going to be killed? Are they going to come out there and, put you in front of a firing squad? In some cases they might, in Esau. But it says to kill in any way, whatever. Okay, meaning they'll starve you out. They'll have you homeless out there on the streets. In some of these countries or states, it get really cold in the winter, man. We coming into the winter. Remember they kept talking about a dark winter? The lights about to cut off, man, and people who ain't got nowhere to stay, you're going to be freezing to death. It says to destroy, to allow, to perish. Yeah, they ain't going to send you no benefits, no food pantries, none of that stuff. They're going to allow you to perish. It says to extinguish, abolish, to inflict mortal death, to deprive of spiritual life, and procure eternal misery in hell. Yeah, that's something else. It says to kill outright, figuratively, to destroy, put to death, kill, slay. And that's what they're doing when they tell you that you can't buy food anymore because you didn't bow down to this beast system. They're ultimately trying to kill you. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy and sell unless you have this, man. Okay? This is what it's all leading up to. And like I said, or like this says, digital ID. Eventually, if you don't accept it, you will end up here. There's another video I got somewhere, in the archives where there's a Chinese guy talking about it. I might put it in here, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of iffy about it because YouTube been tripping lately. It says, are you getting it yet? First digital ID, then central bank digital currencies, then carbon credits, then social credits score, then you are beyond screwed. Let's get that too. Okay, let's do it like this. All right, I'm gonna get one more precept and I'll close out. The point has been made, man. Okay, let's go right here. It says stay. Let me see. Let's grab this smoked. Okay. Oh yeah, we got this right here too. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of these signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall they know. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right? It says, for like all that is made in the world hath the beginning and the end, and the end is manifest. The end is manifesting right before our eyes. Even so, at the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And if you don't see the signs that this place is through, it's because you're gonna be through. Okay, let's see. Let's grab this. Isaiah 10 and 20. I went into this the other day. Let's go into it again. Isaiah 10 and 20. All right, close out with this right here because hey, we're gonna have to put our which we already doing. But we're going to have to completely put our trust in Yahawah Shem Yahushua. Ain't going to be no money. Ain't going to be no jobs. Ain't going to be none of that stuff, man. And when this place shut down, people are going to lose their minds. They're going to be out there, people are going to be eating their children, bro. Like the woman that said she had 9 kids. So like, I just seen 20. 9 kids. She going to be eating them kids, man. Okay, that's the truth. Okay, we're not going to sit here and sugarcoat it, but we're going to tell you exactly how it is. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more stay, which means to depend upon him that smote them, our oppressors, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahawah Shem Yahushua, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. Because Babylon is not going to continue to nourish you people. This is why people complaining about how their food stamps cards is not, how they're not getting their food stamps. Ain't no more WIC. This government is shut down, so they're going to leave you pretty much, outside of this system, man. Okay? And Trump talking about now, he's saying how the government workers who have been laid off or who are not getting paid because of the government shutdown, he's saying some of them are not going to get furloughed of their money that they lost and not being able to work. Salakia. or not being able to get paid. They still got to work, but they're not getting paid. And then now he's saying that some of them not gonna get paid, and they still got to work. This place is through, bro. The time is short. Repent. Let's go into NLT. It says, in that day, the remnant left in Israel, the survivors in the house of Jacob, because there's gonna be clashes, all hell breaking loose, and a lot of people are going to end up, you know, getting unalive, man. Okay, you're gonna start seeing. That's why Trump is putting these troops in these cities, because they about to start unleashing. Okay, what that nigga Stephen Miller said, you are unleashed. They about to unleash. Okay, it says in the house of Jacob, which is you Israelites, it says, will no longer depend upon allies who seek to destroy them. Yeah, because we have been nourished by our enemies. You know, we had to go to this man for the one of all things. It says, but they will faithfully trust the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel. And that's what it's all about. And that's what the Lord been gearing us up for, to put our complete trust and faith in Him. So when the time comes, we ain't at the damn food stamp office crying. Someone said, this ain't fair. This ain't fair. Hey, fuck these people, bro. To hell with y'all. You know? And if and even if we gotta die, hey, we gonna die with some dignity, man. Okay, we ain't gonna be out there begging and crying to these devils, so they don't give a damn anyways. You are looking for help in the man that cannot help you. Okay? And even if he could, he don't want to. So don't be simple, man. Shalom, come and show all about the ball.